The 14th Annual Interfaith Concert, next on City Corner. Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome to City Corner. Arts and Faith St. Louis is presenting the 14th Annual Interfaith Concert on Sunday, October 13th at the Sheldon. So today we're going to learn all about the details in the first segment of the show. And then on the second segment of the show, I'm going to be joined by a very special guest. Her name is Maria A. Ellis. She is a conductor, music educator, and the director of the Interfaith Youth Chorus. But first, let's get into all the details of the concert that's coming up in October. I'm joined by Rachel Bray from Arts and Faith. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So it's been I can't believe it's been, I guess, almost 3 or 4 years since the last time we've covered, for Arts and Faith for the concert. And so it's great to see it's the 14th year now, and you have a big concert plan. So let's kind of get into the details.
We do. So as you said, it's on October 13th. And it's at the beautiful Sheldon Hall, which is one of my favorite venues because there really is no bad seat in the auditorium. And better than anything is that it's free. And it's really an opportunity for diverse faith groups to come together and represent their beliefs, their spirituality. But also we have, the level of talent is extraordinary. We have Grammy Award-winning soprano Christine Brewer. We have Dwayne Foster, who was on Broadway, and now he teaches here locally. We have Angel Love, who's from the Opera Theater of St. Louis. And of course, Maria, who's going to be on later, is conducting our wonderful Interfaith Youth Choir. So. Yeah.
It's going to be great. We'll take a look at some photos as we sort of discuss about this. So it's really interesting if people don't know sort of the origin story, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this sort of started around, the first concert was the 10th anniversary of 9/11. And so it was sort of put together to help bring different, from different faith communities together to sort of build understanding and, find those common bonds, right? And so here we are. That was the first year. And how has it sort of changed? How has it been, the development over the years?
So, I wish I could have been involved that long ago, but from what I know is that it's really this motivation of the world is going to keep happening. Things are going to keep on happening that are going to bring us happiness and sadness and all these things. But art, music, performance, dance, they all have this power to bring us together and show us things that maybe other, lenses we don't normally see through. And so, from its very beginning, it was sort of in response to how can we bring the community together for good? And especially this concert, the theme is One World, One Family. And it's really that. It's just a reminder that, despite our differences in how we pray or what we believe, our background, we are all together in this world and we are a family.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I think just to give people, you were kind enough to share a lot of video clips with me, and more than we can play in the show, but they're great. And so I do want to play some of them. The first one I wanted to cue up, just to give people an idea, this is from last year's concert. And so this is a short clip where, and I don't know the identity, but I have it titled as Representing Judaism, and a cantor with a shalom was the title on it, but I'm not sure the actual name of the piece. So we're going to cue that up and take a quick look just to give you an idea of how the concert goes and the different faiths represented. So let's take a look. So tell me, who was that from last year?
That was Cantor Ron Eicher, who has been with Arts and Faith for a number of years, and he just retired as the cantor for United Hebrew. And he's been really dedicated to Arts and Faith as well. And I think actually part of his retirement party involved a concert that he did where the proceeds went to arts and faith.
Oh,
So
really?
thank you, Ron.
And so just to give people an idea when we talk about, all the different faiths represented in faith communities, I mean, I was going through some of the clips from last year. You have Buddhism, Baha'i, Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Sikhism. So you have different choirs or performers, but is that cover for this year's concert, is that a little bit different or the same? Or
So I believe we still have those same 9 faith groups, not necessarily the same performers. But yeah, it's always, it's so interesting to see the differences, but also kind of, again, have that sort of, wow, we really are all kind of cut from the same cloth in this world.
Yes, and the common buds. And it's so interesting. And I know this is part of some of your personal interests too, how the arts and religion and faith intersect. Before we get into that discussion, though, I do want to show another clip. This is from last year's concert, and this is a vocal ensemble doing "What Do You Think?" I believe is the title, but we'll take a look at that. And so when you're in the audience and you're seeing, as you mentioned, all the different faith groups represented, but you're in the audience seeing it, how is that sort of for the viewer, for the audience goer, the person there, how is that experience for the whole concert for them?
So, I mean, I certainly think that everyone takes something different. But for me, I mean, especially that particular performance, I mean, as we were saying before, like it just brought tears to my eyes because especially the performers are all ages, but also even the audience is all ages. I actually last year brought my son, who was 5 at the time, he doesn't stay still during dinner, but for this, he was glued to the stage watching because I think there is something magical that happens, and I think everyone does get something different, but everyone to get something very special from the performance that they're watching.
And I think what's interesting about what the concert does is we're so separated behind our screens and our phones and our lives, right, even with work. But when we do come together, especially physically in the same space under the banner of arts and music, there is something where you do realize just that human bond, that human commonality that we have, and so it's interesting that with the concert, what it aims to do in that moment, it accomplishes that.
Yes. And also what's great about this particular concert is after the show in the Sheldon sort of patio area, there's another chance to actually speak with the performers, learn about the other groups from representatives at tables. Last year they had some art activities for kids. There's also chocolate last year. But so it's really more than just going to see a concert.
Right.
It's really a community event.
That's great. No, I appreciate that. Well, we've got another clip, and I thought this was interesting because this is the Buddhist lotus dance, and I wanted viewers to have a chance to see this, so we're going to take a look at that video. 我有一段来路换上将前世印记，一场天晴，一场雨，我如细萍添着醉意，一人一抹相映，酌一杯飘逸。All right, so that's it. And we can't, as we mentioned, there's a lot to go through, and you sent over some really beautiful clips, but I think that sort of touches on some of them. So, what are you most looking forward to, or what do you think people? It's hard to narrow down, right? But for this upcoming one,
sure. Well, and before I answer that, I do want to share that our concerts are all on YouTube. So if you do want to view the entire show, I think we have going back several years. But what am I most looking forward to? I guess is Marie is here, but I think the Interfaith Youth Chorus. It's just. There's nothing that brings me more hope for the future than seeing young people in the youth chorus as well as the young performers that are in the faith groups, But yeah, there's something that's just, it brings me just so much hope to see young people being creative, getting in tune with their own identities and their own traditions, and it's just so special.
There is something really special, and I look forward to talking about that with Maria in the coming segment. Well, we've got some of the photos. People are getting a nice view there of how the concert goes. We are going to do a clip. This is a longer piece for you to watch. This is Grammy Award-winning soprano Christine Brewer. She's named one of the top 20 sopranos of all time by BBC Music. This is her leading out Let There Be Peace on Earth, which closed off, I believe it closed last year's concert. So this is a bit of a longer clip, but take a look. It's very special.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it be made with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, love is all we. Let me walk with my brothers in perfect harmony. Let this be our common time. Every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To live each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Peace on earth, and let it
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's hard not to tear up, especially when you see everyone there coming together. Before we wrap things up, obviously none of this would be possible. You have to have sponsorships in the community and the planning committees and so many people. Probably don't have enough time to thank everyone, but who would you like to acknowledge or who's helped kind of put this together?
Yeah, so we have some really incredible sponsors of all kinds of faith organizations, nonprofits, and even some corporations. And we really have some generous grants that were offered to us from the Missouri Arts Council, who's helping us with our concert, and then the Regional Arts Commission of St. Louis, who is helping us with the concert as well as our full year-long programming. And like you said, we couldn't do without them. But we are also really largely funded by just people who really believe in what we're doing. So, if our mission resonates with anyone out there, I really encourage people to check us out, do what you can to get our word out there, and definitely join us for the concert. And go to our website. That's where you can find the link to get your tickets. They're free. And hope to see everyone there.
Oh, well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I know we get this out in enough time for people to put this on their calendar to do.
Yes,
I think, especially right now with everything going on, it's good to just kind of connect with one another. And I appreciate you being here to share all that information.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course. And I think we showed that full page graphic, but we'll flash it up really quickly again one more time so you can see. It's the 14th Annual Interfaith Concert. It's coming up October 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Sheldon Concert Hall and Art Galleries. As Rachel mentioned, artsfaith.stlouis.org is the website where you can get all the details and information about tickets. So there's that, and there's information about arts and faith. There is year-round programming that we actually didn't get into today, but you can get that information on their website. But don't go anywhere. We're going to be joined by Maria A. Ellis when we return, so please stay with us. We'll be right back.
have you seen that piece on the Tiffany neighborhood on STL TV?
No.
Let me show you.
My wife and I were looking for homes. We lived in the city all of her life, and there's just a different energy when you're in the city.
Keep up with what's happening in your neighborhood. Watch STL TV. Be in the know.
I'm Sarah Thompson, and welcome back to City Corner. Today we've been focusing on the program on the 14th Annual Interfaith Concert that's coming up October 13th at the Sheldon. So we covered all the details in the first segment. Now for the second segment, it's my pleasure to be joined by Maria A. Ellis. She is a conductor. I gotta go, you've got a lot. A conductor, music educator, and you're also the director of the Interfaith Youth Chorus. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. So I was reading like your bio on your website, and I just want to kind of like brag a bit about it. I put it in here. You are the owner of Girl Conductor LLC. We can get into that, but it's and what you do with that. You're a clinician, adjudicator, presenter. You have your bachelor's in music education with an emphasis on voice. You're a host of an award-winning radio show. You did a Carnegie Hall debut. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And you're a part of all these different American Choral Directors Association. I mean, and you're a mom, which is very important, but tons of stuff. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so very much.
And thank you for being here. Well, first of all, I want to get into, obviously, we're going to talk about Interfaith Youth Chorus. That's the theme for today, and we have some clips from last year's concert. But just to start off, your background, was music always sort of your calling, it seems?
I feel like I have sang or waved my hands in some sort of fashion for as long as I can remember. I'm the daughter of a musical family. My father is one of 9, and all of them sang and had a choir. And my mother was always church choir president, and so I grew up going to rehearsals with her, and I learned at a very early age that I could hear music parts and things like that. And I thought that was normal. I thought everybody could do it. But it's just something I've always loved. It's always been a passion of mine.
Wow. So your whole family, like really, this is just, there's a musical gene, clearly.
Yes, there is a musical gene.
So were you singing at a young age, or you actually, when you said like could you really at an early age start to like, like choir, you could really start to break down, hear other people's voices? Wow.
So going to rehearsal, I mean, when you're a kid, you have to find things that can, keep you engaged while you're there. And I would just sing everybody's part. And it used to always baffle me that people would sing the wrong notes. I was like, why can't they hear what the right note is? And then as I grew older, my sister and I would listen to the radio, and we would listen to songs, and then we would figure out the harmonies, and then we would go back and teach those to the members of our youth choir at church. So it's always something that I've loved to do, and to be able to do it as an adult, I feel like it's just my gift that was given to me.
Absolutely a gift. When you said you thought most people actually can't have, I don't have that skill, don't have that talent. That's wonderful. I was on your website, and I loved this. You have this quote about, I love music, I love the sound of the choir, the orchestra, the band, and individual singers. And then you sort of close with, my gift to the world is to unite all of us through love and music. And so talk about that. I mean, you started your own company, and
yes.
I mean, so you just feel like bringing the gift of music, and it brings people together.
Well, I think music is one of the entities that really does bring us together. When you're at the baseball game with the St. Louis Cardinals, and we all stand up for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, you're not looking around to see who's Democrat or who's Republican, who's black, who's white, who's whatever. No, we just all sing it. When our team is winning, we are one team. I mean, we saw that over these past 2 weeks with the Olympics. You wasn't looking to see what type of American was cheering for the Americans. You knew at that moment that we're all Americans, and we're all cheering for our stars to be able to win the gold and bring home, the gold medal. And then we all sing the Star Spangled Banner because we're excited about us winning together. That's the power of music. Yeah. Music just brings us together. And to be a conductor where you get to control that music or how it sounds or how it reaches the audience, is just a gift that I'm so grateful that I possess. And so that's what I really believe. I believe that music unites us all, no matter what your background is. If it's a good song with a good beat, everybody's nodding their head. They don't really care about the other things that's going on in life.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, we're going to get into, I want to segue now into your work with Arts and Faith St. Louis and specifically with the Interfaith Concert. We're going to start things off by a first clip from last year's concert. This is the intro that the youth chorus did. So we're going to take a look at that and then come back to Maria. So there you are. That was last year's concert. And we're going to get into another clip that I thought was really spectacular. I mean, how is that for you when you're working with, because with the youth course, these are students from all different schools, different levels of training. I mean, is that hard to bring everyone together? No. You seem like you used to find the positive and the good in everything, but well, I mean, is it hard?
No, I don't think it's hard because I think when we all come together, we have one mission, and that's to make great music. And I think the way I always try to present music is though we're a family. And in this moment, we have lots of new members of our family. And all of us working together, we achieve the goal of being not only an amazing family, but an amazing choir. And so I always present it through the lens of family and our mission. And we all just work really hard to be nice and kind people and to sing together. When you like people, you sing better with them.
No, I love it. And I love that disposition. I want to pull, when I was looking at it, it really brought tears to my eyes, and I want people to see this clip. You did a great arrangement for We Are the World. So we're going to do the first part so you can see this, then I'm going to ask Maria something about an arrangement that she did, but let's take a look at that.
There comes a time when you hear the certain call, then the world must come together as one. There are people dying. It's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere soon will make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family. The truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true.
I love it. I love that song. Why did you choose that song last year?
So the theme last year was about being together and peace and unity. And we know, those of us who were alive back when the original We Are the World came out, that whole song was all about uniting all these different artists from all these different backgrounds and cultures with one goal, and that was to raise money for Africa, I believe. And so we chose that song because we had all these different faiths that were united. And I love choosing a song at least that the audience knows a little bit. And so we chose We Are the World, and then we add our own little twist to it as well.
And I want to get to that because I love how you've arranged that. We've got a small clip that's just to give you a taste of Maria's skill here, of what she did here. So let's take a look at this kind of added twist in We Are the World.
All the children want to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. This sure will make a brighter day, just you and me. All the world, all the children want to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. This sure will make a brighter day, just you and me.
Oh, I love that. So was that Kanye West, or was that, or not the rap, that interlude there, that when they, or what was
No, that was their rap. So those two students, Langston Casey and Darius Turner, they created the rap. I gave them the assignment. I said, I want to rap, and this is how long you have.
Really?
And they created that on their own,
my
and
gosh.
I approved it, of course. But yeah, that was their work. So that is
No,
not
I thought
my
with the
work.
piano part, I recognize that sort of like the piano. I love that.
I don't know. That was the work
That was
of our
theirs.
amazing Tim Clark.
Got
And those are things
it.
that he put together. So that's not my lane. I don't get into that.
Oh, I love that. I mean, so when you're doing this, just, because you're working with, with the youth chorus, and I mean, you want to bring in elements to give them that kind of ownership too, it
Yes.
sounds like.
Yes, because when they are more engaged in the music making and the music making process, then overall they're more engaged into the song. So I love giving them creative freedoms, and we have such talent. I mean, the youth in St. Louis are so talented. So I love finding ways to let them shine in their own right. So if they have ideas, or they say, Miss Maria, can we try this? I'm always like, yep, let's listen to it and let's see if we can add it in.
I love it. And I loved more than anything when you see the smile, and then the audience, I love that, the interaction between
Yes.
the audience and everyone pulls up their phone. Before we wrap things up, you are still right now, so the concert's October 13th, but we've got this graphic. I saw it on your social media. You're still doing,
Yes.
is it auditions for the
No,
chorus? No, it's just.
No auditions. We just have 3 rehearsals, and we'd love for, as long as you're in high school, you love to sing, we would love to have you be a part of the Interfaith Chorus. We have 3 rehearsals.
Okay.
2 in September, and the last one is it's in October, like October 7th.
Yeah, we got the graphic there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we would love to have, you don't have to be a part of any organized organization. So any student who loves to sing, please come join us and be a part of this amazing concert.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I wish I had more time to talk to you, because like I said, your resume is extensive, but I can tell your heart is so much in this work. And so I just appreciate you being here and appreciate what you're doing. And we look forward to seeing your work live on stage on the 13th.
Well,
of
thank you so
October.
much for having us. And yes, we'd love to see you there. It's a free concert, so come on.
Come in and check it out. Well, we've got Maria's information there for you on the screen. You can learn more about her background, all the work that she does, both with the Interfaith Youth Chorus and Arts and Faith, as well as on her own with her own company and everything. Head to her website. There's a lot there, but it's girlconductor.com. And then very quickly, we're going to put up the information for the 14th Annual Interfaith Concert that's coming up. It's Sunday, October 13th at the Sheldon Concert Hall, presented by Arts and Faith St. Louis. For more information, head to artsfaithstlouis.org. So again, Maria, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And thank you to Rachel in our first segment for joining us. And thank you at home for watching. And keep it right here on STL TV, Experience St. Louis.